What is up, guys? This is Jared Spalding here, and I know today I'm doing a second video for you, but that's just because the first video wasn't really an advice video so much, but more it's just like a full guide. So I figured I would also, throw in just a quick advice video as well, just in case you don't feel like watching a 22-minute long video today, you just wanted to see something quick. So, what I'll be talking about here is how to lower your silver cost average. And what I mean by that is lower the total cost per ounce that you've paid for your silver stack, and this is mainly for either a new silver stacker who's just wondering wanting some tips to pay less for silver, or maybe somebody who's been doing it for a little while but they just feel like they're paying too much. So I just got a little bit of advice for you. First of all, there's a few types of silver you gotta buy for this. Honestly, you're looking at one of them right here, generic bullion. One of my recommendations, definitely. It doesn't take too much time or space. Honestly, you can get it for usually. These 5-ounce bars were, a couple dollars over spot, which is a little bit, but honestly, compared to, let me pull out a coin here. For something like this, where this is worth, 15 times over spot, that's definitely something to lower your cost average. With, like, anything that's going to cost like 2 times the melt or more is going to be bringing up your cost average dramatically. This is like, 1.05 to maybe 1.1 times melt value. Generic bullion is not going to be really worth too much over melt, so you're mainly buying it for the fact that it says 999 fine silver 5 troy ounces. That's what you're buying. I mean, you're not buying it for the design, and while it does look nice, and I especially like these pressed bars because they actually almost look poured with just the way they look, but you're not going to be buying it for that reason. Mainly you're buying it for the silver content. But there's another type of silver that I would also recommend for this. Constitutional junk silver. This is another great investment, possibly even better than the last, because some of this, little bit of the silver in here I actually did pay under melt for. Let me try that. I did find one coin, just hunting through coins, before. Not that one. I'm trying to find it. It was definitely a quarter, but obviously I would really remember that, but it's the only silver coin I've ever found. But anyway, while I'm looking for this, I'll just discuss it. But, this silver can be bought extremely cheap. I mean, you're talking, like I was saying, almost sometimes even under melt. Well, it's not realistic for every purchase. You can definitely get a really good deal on this stuff. And it quickly accumulates. It looks really nice, honestly. I know that it's not going to look maybe not as nice as like polished bullion, but honestly, this coin right here, for example, is 64 Kennedy. It looks really nice still, but you can still pay, maybe a little bit over melt for it. It's a really non-expensive coin because most of them are in their condition, and here's the coin I was talking about, this 1964 quarter I found, actually, so I paid face value for that. So, that's just an example also there. You can do coin roll hunting, and you'll find stuff for face value. And while you need a lot of time and a lot of initial money, you can always bring back the coins. You're not forced to keep them forever, So, if you bring them back to the bank, chances are, if you already have an account set up with them, you can probably even get it back for free without paying any kind of fee on it, and that's where you'll start making money. But definitely don't bring it to Coinstar and give away 10% of your money, because then you're going to be losing money every time you coin roll hunt. But, as long as you can find a place that doesn't charge any fees, like the bank that I personally bring my change to, they don't charge any kind of fee, so you can make some money doing that. And I don't really coin roll hunt on a large scale, but I definitely want to try to get into it, because while it does take a while and sometimes your efforts will be fruitless, chances are after many boxes you will start to find some silver. You are gonna eventually find something, and it might take a while, but paying face for silver is pretty amazing regardless, and it's just going to cost all your time. But even if you don't want to do that, you can still pick up all this stuff right here really cheap. Constitutional is even cheaper than the bullion over there. Just because of the fact there's so much of it floating around, it barely pulls or demands a value higher than melt. And these nickels, a lot of times, right? These types nickels are only 35%. Usually people don't appreciate them, and they can actually be bought for under melt. And I picked up the 25 of the mercury dimes I have in here. I all picked up for under melt as well, but that was because I was buying a roll that said it just said mercury dime on it, and it was a sealed roll, and the person said they didn't know what was in there. So I was kind of taking a risk on that, but you know, it definitely paid off because of the fact that I ended up getting 25 mercury dimes for under melt, and I'm talking about under melt when prices were at $13.93 an ounce. Now they're up to, you know, $15.40 an ounce. So or somewhere around there, $15.40, I think $15.30 they were up to, and so I really got a good deal on those. And the nickel's the same thing. I bought, I think one of my orders was 120 of them, and those I paid a little bit under melt for as well. You know, or at least what's under melt now. So I was very happy with that. You can definitely pick this up for good deals, even better than I was, like I said, in generic bullion. But you know, and there is one more type of silver I would recommend for you. Silver jewelry. This is kind of hit or miss. A lot of people for their silver jewelry are going to want a lot of money. But, you know, if you find the right, you know, yard sale or whatever it is, you can sometimes pick this stuff up really cheap. And the only silver jewelry I actually bought here is these earrings. I paid maybe like $1 for them. Didn't really pay anything for them, but these two, my dad sent me just because of the fact they have silver on them. You know, I think he got them personally at auctions. He would go to a lot of auctions and buy silver and gold jewelry. So, you know, he did send me a couple, which was pretty cool. And, you know, but you can get really good deals on it. Like I was saying, it is hit or miss. Don't go to a jewelry store, obviously, but vintage silver jewelry, people might not realize it has any silver in it, and it might be sold as if it were junk, or, you know, costume jewelry, as they like to call it. And, you know, that is when it's going to be going really cheap. Talking about $1 maybe for like a ring like this, when it might be worth, you know, closer to $5 or maybe even $10 in melt. Plus, it has a couple of gemstones on it, which people might, I don't know if people would, you know, realize that they're real or not, just because of the fact that it's at a yard sale. You're not going to be really dealing with the experts, but, you know, I mean, you can't be buying, I guess, expensive coins or things like that, because that's going to bring up your cost average. But these three types of silver all right here, plus maybe some coin or hunting if you have the time for it, you know, are all great methods for bringing down your silver cost average. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.